what the whole book's about. Again, I bought a mountain to go figure this shit out. Good dreams are heaven, bad dreams are hell, no dreams are purgatory. Because you don't get any lessons to work on, and life has a certain sense of cyclical stagnation when you're not looking at your problems. You'll just be mad at your boss on the same Thursday for 4 years straight. It's fucking odd. Alright everybody, welcome. This is gonna be the intro to the main book that I'm writing over the next, I really hope it doesn't take 5 years. I've already been kind of collectively working on it since I was 19, so 10 years ago, 13 years ago. Whew. That's a mind fuck. I've been out of school for longer than I was ever in public education. That's crazy. The biggest conspiracy of all time is that blacking out at night is normal. Okay? That sits above chemtrails or aliens or whatever Illuminati that you guys trip out on with Cardi B throwing up a diamond or some shit. It sits above the Catholic Church. It sits above any sort of political structure. I find that political conspiracies are like a plateau that people need to bust through and kind of realize it's just a glass ceiling, that there's a lot more to be understood. But before I go deep into that, let's go ahead and define what a conspiracy actually is. All it is smart people making a plan. That's I don't know why people's gut is to say theory right after they hear the word conspiracy. They go together like, I don't know, Kool-Aid and sugar. They go together like Mississippi and cornbread. They go together like, what other weird joke I can try to use to lighten this up a little bit. But one of my absolute favorite things my dad ever taught me, I don't know where he got this, was don't confuse common with normal. Okay? If you get drunk Stephanie and she blacks out at night on a Friday, college bender, that's a bad thing. Fucking dumb bitch. But if we all black out collectively, it's called sleep, and I'm the one that's tripping. There's something odd about that. I don't know if this is a kind of quintessential double standard, but that seems to be the right word to use. Blacking out at night, calling it sleep. Well, no wonder people have fears about death, because they mimic each other so hard that the entire book's about that. I remember Voltaire said sleep is the cousin of death, but they're twin brothers. They're the exact same thing. In fact, the only difference between sleep and death, I love people's rebuttals to the book. It's well, Zack, I'm still breathing. I've still got an EKG on my heart monitor. I'm still alive. I mean, you're not aware of those. And the people that are still alive can see you breathing, because that's part of the illusion that can't be permeated. Because life would cease to be the current game or the current paradigm if we all actually understood that sleep and death are the exact same thing. Where you go when you sleep is the exact same place you go when you die. 100%. Same place. Not a world in your mind. I don't. People love just coming up with the dumbest yet dismissive notions in order to save themselves from looking at anything uncomfortable. But so the only two differences between sleep and death are bodily functions that you're unaware of, all right, and this assumption that you'll wake up tomorrow. Okay? There are a lot of paths back to God. I say this all the time, that if there's 500 roads to a farm in Montana, okay, then there's at least 10,000 roads back to whoever the fuck designed these leaves and this tree. And my finger. I can't really point at my finger, but if there was one that could get everyone jump started on whatever journey you like, I don't care what path, just get on one, is your last thought going to sleep. You don't know if you'll wake up tomorrow. You really don't. At all, actually. And if you could sit with that in your mind for the last 20 minutes of every day, certain things will happen that you don't need, how do I say it? You don't need Corinthians, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or some pulpit preacher in the name of Jesus to get you back to God. Whatever God you like, I really don't care. You can worship a toaster. But if your toaster created the universe and doesn't tell you to kill babies, then your toaster's the same as my God. I don't care. Then I think we're tripping on the minutia. I think we're tripping on details. In fact, I heard the term. It was, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll try to put it in the comments. It was, not cognitive dissonance. It was, like arrogant details, arguing over the dumbest of details. I really want to learn that term, and so I can share it with you guys. It was quite good. It was kind of explaining why Catholics and Baptists are at a bigger war than Catholics and like the Irish Celts. I was like, they're not even playing the same game, so they don't really trip on the details or the differences, rather. But 1/3 of your life has been stripped from you. Doctors say you're supposed to sleep 8 hours a day. You may sleep more, less, whatever, some semantics. But 8 over 24 is a reduced fraction of 1/3. Fair enough. So if you sleep 1/3 of your day, that, I forget the term, it would be like upregulates for the entirety of your lifespan. If you live to be 90, you slept for 30 fucking years, give or take a few. And that one thought, back when I was 19 living in Boston, is what started my entire, wait, hold on a second. I'm going to spend 30 years in blackness. That doesn't seem right. That just doesn't, that doesn't, it seemed off to me. Like they said in the Matrix movie, a splinter in your mind that can kind of like fester, or even Inception, they said that the most viral thing in the human body is an idea. Inception got so much right. After a few hundred lucid dreams, you really do start to question reality and feel like there's one more level to wake up to. And that might sound odd, but as a culture, we're using the term woke, so clearly there's stuff to wake up to. And people that are enlightened are always awoken, so there's that little level, kind of the etymology of the words and how we use it in common language. But 1/3 of your life's been taken away from you. And not even that, because we know in that place time's not real. In the linear tick, 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 5 minutes is 5 minutes on Earth kind of shit. Take a nap for 20 minutes and you have a whole 3-hour dream. So are you really sleeping away 1/3 of your life? If you give up your interest in dreaming for the sake of, because you were told your entire life that dreams aren't real, but they only told you that because they had nothing better to tell you, Their parents told their parents, and their parents told their parents, and their parents told their parents. So it all gets kind of, it gets kind of wonky really quickly, you guys. How much of your life are you really giving up if you're giving up access to the world where time's not even real? Harvard studies are coming out where they have people training in lucid dreams, little fun activities. I think the one that I read about was just throwing coins into a cup like beer pong or some shit for Bethany. And upon awakening, they could do the task. I mean, their stats went up amazing, like 25%, just from practicing in a dream. And with basic neurology, Stanford Medical School, I forget who is bringing this to the forefront of Western science, but if you have a dream where you're learning how to ski, your motor cortex lights up in a certain way. Fair enough. But if you have a dream that you're learning to ski, your motor cortex lights up in the same way, as if your brain can't tell the difference. And that's profound, because if we actually took this lucid dreaming, astral projection, slightly different topic, but out-of-body experiences, again, slightly different topic. If we took them to their full extent, people always ask me, why are you always talking about dreams? Why are you so... Because with enough, enlightenment practices and internal development, you can literally stretch a 3-hour nap into a 6-week course, wake up and know Mandarin on a Saturday. Okay? Like, there's things going on. The periodic table of elements was solved in a dream. The landing gear on the moon mission, if we really went, was solved in a dream. Beatles wrote songs in a dream. They mean something, you guys. And the only reason that the term that I've coined is outside validity. No, I'm sorry. Outer validation. Actually, I'll put it better. External validation. There you go. External validation. Quote unquote, Zack Symes original. The only reason you don't think dreams are real is because no one saw you at the water park. Okay? So, by that train of logic, everything you've done by yourself never really happened. Classic, does a tree fall in the woods and doesn't make a sound if no one's around? And we know, there's a world where time's not real, money's not real, pain's not real. You have all the superpowers of God. All you got to do is fight through a few nightmares that are eating at your subconscious, and you're basically the lord of your own universe. But the whole reason that we don't give a fuck is because no one's around to see it? And even that's an assumption. I tell people all the time, the craziest things about dreams are not the nightmares of tornadoes or sharks in dark waters or whatever. It's the other fucking people. Okay? Where do these people come from? And I'm not sure if it's as simple as just saying, well, your subconscious, you saw somebody in a Target 6 years ago, and now you're dreaming about them on the top of a hill in fucking New Guinea. It's a metaphor. Maybe. But where do these people come from while I'm here on Earth? Where did you come from? There's a few questions that, if you really want to get into this, and it's not all, woo-woo, like, hashtag spiritual, hashtag Wicca. A few things that you got to play around with, and one of the quotes that have changed my life, I think I saw it on Facebook before I deleted that shit. If you've never died, how do you know this is living? You start to see that people all just shook hands out of fear. It's like, oh, heartbeat? Okay, you're breathing, I'm breathing, we're alive. Okay, cool. Where'd we come from? I don't know. You like Jesus? I like Jesus? Okay, we can shake hands and we can just move on? Okay, cool. Because, I want to go bowling, and I don't have time to think about dreams, Zack. Yeah, but you got a time to get drunk and throw a ball on some wood and just watch it roll down. Fair enough. A waking life has a bunch of beautiful activities and fun shit to do, but to give up access to the dimension that mirrors death exactly and live your life out of fear, all because you want to get a jet ski and impress neighbors you don't even like with a new Corvette, it seems kind of silly to me. Again, this is kind of like a tangent. This is kind of like a rant, but to bring it back full circle for anyone that's made it 14 minutes, the biggest conspiracy of all time is that dreams are actually real. That dreams actually matter. That dreams actually hold validity, and not even validity, secrets to the afterlife. Okay? Undeniable experiential proof of said afterlife. And I'll end it with this. what the whole book's about. Again, I bought a mountain to go figure this shit out. Good dreams are heaven, bad dreams are hell, no dreams are purgatory. Because you don't get any lessons to work on, and life has a certain sense of cyclical stagnation when you're not looking at your problems. You'll just be mad at your boss on the same Thursday for 4 years straight. It's fucking odd. The kind of loopiness of it all, but good dreams are heaven, bad dreams are hell, no dreams are purgatory. You're going to sleep a third of your life. Stop being comfortable with the idea that blacking out is normal.
But Zack, our bodies need to heal.
Yeah, they do that too. It's simultaneous. It's not an either or. They're not mutually exclusive. We're gonna have some real fun on this channel, because I'm about this real magic. Magic's not real. Well, then how did Harry Potter make $1 billion off books and another $20 billion off movies? I'll end it with this metaphor. I keep saying that. I'll end it with this metaphor. If you're in a desert and you're thirsty, you see this water fountain appear, and we call that a mirage. So in this metaphor, thought experiment, the water fountain's not real, but what does in fact exist. So I'll end this with this metaphor. Might have already said it, but if you're in a desert and you're thirsty, like a water fountain appears, a bunch of Aquafina bottles. We all know that that water's a mirage. It's in fact not real. But what is real is your experience of being thirsty. Okay? It's undeniable. It's a self-evident truth. You're fucking thirsty in this thought experiment. So with that being said, I'm not saying that Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings is real, but with 3 minutes on Wikipedia, you can find out that collectively they've made almost $100 billion with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's very, in terms, emblematic of our thirst for it. Okay? Hogwarts is the bottle of water that's a mirage, but the fact that Universal made an entire wing for Harry Potter, that kids are obsessed with it, that it gave you a billionaire author. I think she's been knighted by the Queen. I don't fucking know. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Our thirst for it is very real, and that's what I'm interested in. Okay? Levitate or not levitate. I know everybody wants proof of wizardry. I know everybody wants me to get a wand and turn a pine cone into a duck. But that would just crash your reality. Hell, it might crash mine. And I'd be the one doing it. So, but when I get there, we all know we're going through an awakening process. I just want to give everyone the channel that's not all about the happy thoughts of that awakening process. Not to be all doom and gloom, that it's all pessimistic, but the idea that there's a real journey to go on. And no amount of crystals can really cover up the psychological drama that you have to go into that you have to go into as in order to conquer demons that I believe to be anthropomorphized fear, but they still got to be conquered. Don't live to be 65 or 75 and get 4 years on a beach at the end of it all while you're simultaneously going through kidney failure because you wanted to work 40 years at a bank. We have the internet now, you guys. Everything's changing. Good dreams are heaven, bad dreams are hell, and no dreams are purgatory. The secret to life is you die at night. And I've got a whole book for it. Okay? It's like Symes. Yep.